opening lines. They're early lines, I guess, at this point. The lines are open for next week's games. It's NFL Week 11 next week. So more than halfway through the season. I got pummeled yesterday, so hopefully this week is better than last week. That was nothing fun about that. I mean, anyone that's done sports betting has been pummeled before, and anyone that hasn't really sports bet, or they're just a liar, So it's like I got pummeled, It's one of those days. I don't sit here and pound my chest when I win, so it's like I don't get to experience that. But when I get pummeled, man, I know when I just get crushed.
Yeah, yesterday was one of those days. The remote went flying. I still haven't gone into my TV room to see if that broke against the wall, or I was like, I really shouldn't throw my remote.
Yeah, it was a remote throw worthy day for sure, and there's just some.
It was. The Raiders just let me down so much at the end. I can live with the Titans still winning, just not covering by that 1 point. It was a hard one to lose, but to just walk out of that Raiders game with Kansas City just handing it to them last night was the nail in the coffin for me.
Yeah, I don't mind losing, but when your team hands it to the other team the way it seemed like all of mine did yesterday, it's annoying, It's annoying.
That's one word for it. One word for it, definitely. It was a hard day.
Yeah, there's always better days ahead. So, there's always more days, and that's the beauty of it. And hopefully you guys are ready for the Becomer Capper contest. So,
absolutely. I'm sure everyone's super excited for that. I know I am. I can't wait to see who joins our Pick Dogs crew.
Me too. I'm real excited about it.
Yeah. But we've got week 11, brand new week, Mitch. It's a Monday. I'm going to crush the books today. I can feel it. I got a good feeling.
I do too. I feel like I didn't put in a lot of my picks that I wanted to, so probably going to hit a lot of those too. Yeah. That's okay. I think the issue is that with the college basketball, I really have to wait until the next day. And for me, it's like by the time I do that, we're already on the air for a morning show. So I don't have a lot of time to do that. With the NBA, you can get most of them the night before, but not really everything. So it makes it I'm just a little challenged here with it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it is a bit of a struggle for sure. Being on the East Coast definitely would be an advantage that way.
I'll have to figure it out. But no excuses. I certainly don't complain when I'm winning. So not going to complain today, as crabby as I am about it.
I already complained. Everyone in my house, even the dog, knows not to look at me sideways today.
We got Thursday.
But better mood later.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say better mood later. We're going to get these winners. So let's jump into it.
But anyways, we'll look at Thursday night, the Falcons hosting the Patriots. Of course, the Patriots, just everything seeming to go their way right now. It's almost like the NFL is looking for a Patriots-Tampa Bay Super Bowl this season, or, for at least the Patriots to get there. So, instead of saying, oh, it was all Brady like last year, even though he had a ridiculous team around him, this year it would be Belichick. And with this team to make it to the Super Bowl would really make a statement. It would be a gigantic statement for him to make it this season.
Oh, it absolutely would. And I think people would really like to see that. There's so many Belichick supporters and thinking he was the actual GOAT of everything behind that team when they had Tom Brady. So interesting to see what happens in this one. One thing people are tossing around is maybe New England will be looking ahead because they have the Titans on deck after the Falcons game. I don't know. This is a 4-point or 6-point spread. I'm tempted right now to take the Falcons plus the 6 points.
I think I'm leaning that way too, to be honest with you. I'm leaning the same way. So I think I'm going to go with the Falcons as well. Just to lean early. We got a couple of days to think about this. Looking through the comments. Perry Jones, Joe looking good right now, as opposed to the crap you normally look like.
Oh, jeez, I look like crap this morning.
It's like I'm joking, but Joe's mom's watching. She knows I'm kidding.
Yeah, my mom. She'll get upset with
She's
you. Like,
like,
what are you saying? Backhanded diss.
why are you, who do you think you are? Like, it's
Absolutely.
it's like, it's like the middle finger emoji.
Oh, I love it.
I just don't understand the right now part of it. You know, it's like
Yeah.
if you say right now as opposed to, I don't know. You know, it's like
Well, we do spend a lot of time on air, and sometimes I have not looked in the mirror over the last 6 hours since the show before, so
it happens.
that could be the case.
It happens. You know. But it's bad lighting. It's like the Seinfeld. You know,
Yeah.
you look good.
Oh, yeah. Give me the good lighting all day long. The bad lighting. It's not my friend.
It's almost like I'm so used to being live on the air. It's like I'm just like casual now. It's like I really just let myself go half the time. It's like I work out now before the morning show, so at least I shower before I do it. But it's like I'm online. It's like it used to be like, you know, I first got on like the collared shirt. I'd be like all, you know, making sure sound checks. You know, now it's like people are like, hey, we can't even hear you. We got the Vikings plus 2.5 at home here against the Packers. Vikings have been so hit and miss, just 1-3 against the number at home this season. 2-2 straight up, 4-5 on the season. Man, they looked pretty good yesterday against the Chargers, and you know other times they've looked terrible. You know, chip shot field goal miss against the Cardinals. You know, the overtime game against the Bengals. I've said this about the Vikings a lot this year. Couple plays away from being like, you know, 6-3 or, you know, 7-2 even.
Yeah, absolutely. I just don't believe in them against the Packers. That's my problem here. I think the Packers are too strong of a team, and I think they're going to really exploit every single hole the Vikings have.
Yeah, if you're going to go Rams money line tonight, why wouldn't you just take the points with the other team? If you don't think they're going to cover, I never understand that, taking a favorite on the money line. I'm just looking at the comments. I never understand taking a favorite on the money line. Unless it's like 1 point or something and it's minus 120 or, you know, in that range. But I would never take a minus 3.5 favorite or more. Anything more than a key number, which 3 is a key number. I would never take anything more than a key number on the money line, ever.
Yeah, it's minus 180 tonight on the money line. That's way too high
I would
juice.
never, ever take that. If you don't believe that they're going to cover the spread, the answer is man up and take the other team and the points and get the full payout. Sports betting is not about winning the most games. It's about getting the best return on your investment. That's all it is. It's like you can have a losing record and make money betting sports, but you can also have a winning record and lose money betting sports. So it's, you know, it is not, the risk reward there isn't there. You're better off if you don't believe they're going to cover the spread, you take the other team or you don't bet it at all. Yeah. You don't lay the big odds. Laying big odds is a great way to lose a lot of money. That's what the books want you to do.
Absolutely.
Anyways, Aaron Rodgers.
What are you thinking for the Packers and Vikings match?
I like the Vikings right now. I think that the spread looks funky, 2.5. It's a divisional game. It's a divisional game, so
yeah, definitely one I'm going to be digging into further. I want to see how Rodgers has done in Minnesota as well, because I know automatically if this was a home game, I think the Packers normally dominate at home versus the Vikings, but I don't know which way it is.
Yeah, it's just
on the other foot.
The line just looks funny to me, the whole thing. You know, so that's to me is the problem.
Would you like to see the Packers as a higher favorite in this one, or are you looking at a closer spread?
I think if it was a higher spread, I would feel better about the Packers here, like, you know, 4.5 or something. If you got a team that's 8-2, 9-1 against the number that, you know, this season, up against a 4-5 team, 1-3 against the number at home, and they're only getting less than a field goal. It's like the books are begging you to take the Packers.
Yeah.
And the public is already on board.
Good point.
So Jeremy said he was going to do that as a parlay. That makes sense. So that's almost like, that way you're kind of like, I get it. That makes sense. Sorry about that. And I didn't mean, it wasn't an attack on you. It's just a more betting strategy on me, and it's like, so like, what was the game that we were talking about with Brian where it was like, I laid the extended points and he was
Colts
like,
and
they didn't cover the spread anyway, or they lost the game outright. And it was like, well, I lost, but even though by trying to go for the big home run, I would have lost anyway. Instead, though, I didn't lose the juice. So I actually ended up 10% better on my overall, loss than I would have been.
Absolutely. And I think that's what some people don't understand. Someone can have a 2-1 record on the day and do worse than the person that went 1-2 just because of extended lines and people betting high money lines and that kind of thing.
Got the Eagle. I just got a letter from the Pennsylvania Gaming Board. That's what I was looking at.
Oh.
I owe them
good old Pennsylvania.
Yeah, they're expensive. I owe them money. That's basically what happens. It's like, we are approved. Send your check here. That's what it says. Congratulations, you're approved. Here's where you send the money.
Oh, gotta love that, Mitch.
What else did I? Oh, the check. Oh, it's a check they want. Okay.
Just send a blank check.
Within 10 days.
Sounds like a ransom.
It is.
Blank check. Signed.
It is. I sent my wife to Office Depot. I'm redoing my desk again today.
Oh, okay. That's exciting.
Came up with a new idea, new game plan here. Trying to maximize
I'm excited.
my space.
I can't wait.
Trying to maximize our space here. Got some issues. That's among other things. But, yeah. Okay. I'm going to go with my monitors going across this way. That's what I'm gonna
nice.
do. It's going to be interesting. Just straight across. It's supposed to, feel like I need my feng shui is all off. That's why I lost yesterday.
There's always a reason.
Bears +6 against the Ravens. I would say the Bears have no chance in this one. What do you say, Joe?
Yeah, I'm completely with you.
I'm all in on the Ravens.
Yeah.
I say dump it all.
The house?
I don't know. The problem is that the Ravens are not a great cover team. 3-6 against the number 1 and 3 on the road, while the Bears are a crap team. Once again, same situation as that Vikings game.
Oh, absolutely.
You got the Eagles also laying 1.5 against the Saints. Which team shows up?
I have more faith in the Saints teams. I don't trust in the Eagles at all. I'm going to take the Saints plus the 1 point.
I have 2 questions for our audience. Number 1 is, are you entering the Become a Capper contest? And number 2 is, have you checked out the betting tools at Sports Chat Place and Pick Dogs? The Sports Chat ones, I will say, I love both my websites. They're both my babies. I've started them both, right? Obviously I didn't do it all by myself. I would say Sports Chat, more of that I did by myself, at least at the beginning, than I did at Pick Dogs. But the betting tools are better at Sports Chat. They are better. I'll say it. I'll say it. Right there, I said it. I feel better. They are. They're just better.
Yeah.
They're more robust, and it's intentionally that way.
Yeah.
The Pick Dogs ones are geared towards the dog angles.
Yeah.
While the Sports Chat ones are just sports betting. We have way more visitors. Nicholas Handy not going to be in the contest, but he likes the betting tools.
Awesome.
That's okay. You don't need not everyone needs to be in the contest. I understand that. I think that the contest is that there's some people that are like seriously want to be in it, and it's like to me the contest is a win on so many. But the thing, Thomas McLaughlin, by not checking out the betting tools, you've missed a lot of opportunity that the cappers actually don't tell you. That's the issue that you have there. So, actually, you have missed the boat on that, on the betting tools. I'll tell you that much. See, that's where you're wrong, because the betting tools don't just tell you. None of the cappers are giving you prop bets. Yeah. But the betting tools do, and that's one of and it also has just tons of great stuff. Tons.
Yeah, those prop bets are absolutely fantastic.
It's just
they've been nothing but money.
Yeah, I think I would like to change this show, and I probably will, to a betting tool show.
Yeah, I like it.
I see what's happening.
What's happening?
So if I switch to the thing that I wanted to show, which was the betting tool, so I could show him real quickly. Let's see what happens if we lose sound. So can you hear me? And I don't know if they'll be able to hear you, Joe.
Well, as long as they can hear you, Mitch, that's what matters.
They should be able to hear you, though.
Well, you guys let us know if you can hear us or not.
Yeah, here's the betting tools at Sports Chat Place. And so here's the thing that I wanted to tell you. It's like there's tons and tons of tools here. But one of the really, really cool things that you should check out here, and, I'm saying, this is 1/20th or less than 1/20th of all the tools that we're going to have. But if you go to like tonight's NFL game, right, and you look at just the players, and I went to standings, and that's the standings. You could look at just this page with all of the different advanced options and get betting information. That this is stuff that you can get from cappers, and you could be on this page for hours, literally. But the player information is stuff that you are not going to get from most handicappers unless you get a prop guy. And so here's the player props. So you have injuries, but you can also get. So here's all the injuries, and this updates like all the time. This updated 9 minutes ago, the injuries. So it's the latest of latest on the injuries. And you get them all on one page as opposed to having to scroll each matchup. But the thing that's really cool, and we'll get back to our show in just a second. I just wanted to show Thomas this because I know he's been with us forever watching our shows. I'm just surprised he hasn't checked it out. Is the prop tool. What this does is this gives you all the best props for tonight's games. And it tells you like on the probabilities based upon how often they play. So for the NFL has played 10 games this season, right? Most teams. So you can look at it on a 10-game basis and see how often these props hit. If you want props that hit 80% of the time, well, there's only one, and that's Brandon Ayuk under 49.5 yards receiving. And that has hit 80% of the time this season. When you look at props that hit 60% of the time. And so some of these guys might be seeing more time now, like Jimmy Garoppolo. He was out. Passing yards over 252.5, 6 out of 10. If you make it his last 5 games, you can see there's even a bigger pool here. So Matthew Stafford, 80% of the time, he throws over 284.5 yards, which is one of the props. Debo Samuel scores touchdowns 60% of the games that he plays in. And you're getting a return of plus 138 on that to happen tonight. So I just wanted to show you this stuff really quickly. And it's the same for the NBA. It's unbelievable. And NHL. Like NHL, there's only 2 games, so it's not going to be that much. Yeah. But in the NBA, where there's 11 games tonight, look at all these props that hit. Here's 60% props. And the NBA, they have played 10 games. But you could do all games this season. See?
Oh, yeah. They're incredible prop bets.
And you can see what the probability is of these things hitting and say, I only want to see the ones that hit all the time. I only want to see the ones that hit 80% of the time in the NBA, and here they are. These 12 props hit 80% of the time in all games this season. Holiday, assists under 3.5, 10 out of 12 games that he's played in. It's amazing. Hayes, assists under 4.5. All these are bettable props. These are all from Bet Rivers. We don't have it linked in yet, but we will. 81.2% of the time that prop hits. Spencer Dinwiddie, under 6.5 assists. Guy just shoots all the time, you know? So it's like, this is free money, these prop tools. This is stuff that other sites charge for. Brandon Ingram has only played in 7 games, but he's got assists over 3.5 at minus 167. So you have to pay some juice on it, but it hits 85.71% of the time.
Yeah, so you take one of those that hits that high with another one that's higher juice, and you parlay those together.
This is Sports Chat Plays. So I own Sports Chat Plays and Pick Dogs. So these are my 2 sites. And this one is Sports Chat Plays. The tools here are a lot more robust because this site is a lot more trafficked than the Pick Dog site. So we put a little bit more money into it. So like not everyone that goes to our websites watches us on video. We have 2.4 million views a month on YouTube. But a lot of them are the same people, you know. So we have, several 100,000 people. But on the website, we have millions of people that visit Sports Chat Place. We have not nearly as many that visit Pick Dogs. And it's okay. I'm fine with that. I don't care.
Yeah.
So, that's more of our community, our fun stuff, we poke fun. The Sports Chat is more of a serious, thing. I didn't know Sports Chat Place was still around. It's bigger and better than ever. I mean, look at these betting tools.
Yeah. It's absolutely incredible.
I left Sports Chat Place for a while, and now I'm back there. Now I own it again. It's been over a year now. Since it was right before the COVID stoppage, I got the site back. It was stolen from me, and I was able to get it back. But I want to start doing these shows in the afternoon instead of these shows that we're doing.
Yeah.
Where Joe and I can go over and just show you guys some of the prop tools and just do a half hour every day. Pick out a game and just go through all the tools with one game. And then, we need to wait till the next iteration of it, which should be in a week or 2. And we'll have the next iteration. So we'll have like all the deep dive stats. So we can do an entire show on one game. And then spend the last 5 to 10 minutes of the show going over other games. And you guys know me; I can't just stop there. We'll probably be here for 5-6 hours.
We'll be here all the way to the halftime show.
That's I just showed you guys was just one tiny feature we have, and what we have now is just 1/5. 1/20th, like 5% of all the tools that we have planned. I have a deck that's like this thick of how this build is going to be. We're like 3 pages into it. Yeah. We are going to have the best betting tools, and it's all going to be free. It's all going to be free. What other people are charging for, except ours is going to be better than what they charge for.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They're going to hate me even more than they already do.
That's okay, Mitch. You're just trying to get people to win some money.
That's all I care about. I've literally spent of my own money, millions of dollars to build this. And I have millions of dollars to put onto it. You guys know I don't go outside. I don't have a life. I'm a loser, So this is what I spend my money on. Some people, buy cars and whatever. I spend mine on betting tools for the website. I put it back into it.
All to help out the community.
Yeah, not just the player props, the standings thing. The one that says standings is ridiculous. I mean, there's nothing like this on the entire internet. There's nothing like this. I'll go back to it. I know this is the NFL early lines, and we'll go through them. We got time, as long as Joe doesn't mind.
No, I was planning to sit here until our VIP show anyway.
But we'll go back to this. And if you look at the standings tab here, so here's the NFL standings, right? And you can now set these with the advanced options. So you can only do 10 lines across. And this is just telling you how many games they played, won, lost, win percentage, the plus or minus points, average points for, average points against, the average point differential between them and their opposition, and then the odds of them to win their division. So even though the Patriots are now 6-4 and everyone loves them, you can still get them at plus 300 to win the AFC East. And you can see they've won 4 in a row.
Yeah.
So if you take out, like, I like to take out the games played and won and tied, even though we know the Steelers have now tied one, and the winning percentage, I take these out. So that gives me more slots to work with. But this will tell you the amount of times that they win the first quarter for those first quarter bets. Here's what the percentages are in the first quarter. The Buffalo Bills win the first quarter 89% of the time. Who do we got tonight playing? We got the 49ers and the Rams. We just scroll right down here to the NFC West. The Los Angeles Rams win the first quarter 55.6% of the time. The 49ers win it 37.5% of the time. It's obviously not going to add up to it's not going to add up to 100 because it's not a comparison of pilot in that manner. It's just this is what percent of the time that this individual team does that. You could also look at more, more quarters. You can look at the second quarter, the amount of times they win the second quarter. The Bills, you see it drop significantly in the second quarter. And for the Rams, only 29% of the time do they win the second quarter. And the 49ers, 23% of the time. Who's the king of the second quarter in the NFL? Nobody. The best team in the NFL in the second quarter is the Dallas Cowboys, and that's because of yesterday, is my guess. Then we could even go to the third quarter, the fourth quarter. It's like you could just keep going, and then you could look at so that's halftime, full-time record, how much they win at halftime, how much they lose at halftime. Against the spread record, plus or minus against the spread. How many total points above and below the spread they've been. So they might have covered one game by 5 and then didn't cover by 2. So they'd still be plus 3. But this is the cumulative number. So the Titans are cumulatively still 5.4 points over the spread, even though they didn't do it yesterday. The Cowboys generally clobber teams. You see that?
Yeah.
And when we look at the Rams so here's your Rams and 49ers. The Rams 0.1 in covering the spread. So that means that when they win, they barely cover the spread. And when they lose, they barely don't cover the spread. You see that? That's tight. And the 49ers, though, it's terrible. One of the worst in the NFL. They get blown out. Not even close. Minus 5.3. So only the Falcons... Only the Falcons get outscored in relation to the spread by a wider margin than the 49ers. So for someone like me, if I was betting the Rams tonight, this would create an opportunity for me to lay, like it's 3.5, I would lay 9.5 because I know 5.5 points is the average amount that they don't cover by, So it's like, man, if the Rams really belt them, it'll go even higher than that. If they don't really belt them, I probably would have lost anyway. I was going to lose the bet anyhow. So what the hell's the difference? It's like, Wager Talk can't match what I'm doing. They don't have access to this data. My feelings about Wager Talk is that those guys are a bunch of guys that came from pregame. I know that. I haven't really have much feelings one way or the other. I don't consider them competitors because I don't think they're in the same league as us. I think they have Dave Koken, and that's about it. I would love to have Dave here. But I think Al McMorty has equally as much experience and brings probably more to the table than Dave does, in the form of energy and information in the way that he presents himself. Yeah, but I would love to have Dave Koken from there. I'm not going to lie and sit here and say, oh, they all suck or whatever. But it's like, we also don't have a minor leagues that we try and pass off on you either, like they do. It's our minor league site. So why would I buy a pick from the minor leagues? I don't understand it. But none of those other sites can do this. They don't have access to this, and I seriously doubt they have the budget for this. I mean, we're on the internet, on the web traffic side. We are. I'm just answering a question here from the comments. Here's the question. On web traffic side, we're 5 times the size of Wager Talk, and on the YouTube side, we're 3 times the size of Wager Talk. So they're not really they're not playing the same game. But anyways, these are just some of the betting tools. It goes on and on. The futures, the odds to win the division. You can change it to odds to win the conference or the odds to win the Super Bowl. Look at the Jets to win the Super Bowl there. Was that $1 million plus $1 million? Yep.
What about those Texans?
The Jets are plus 100,000. The Texans are
plus. I have a future on the Texan, you guys.
Plus 750,000.
Oh, good.
So that would be.
I like to hear that.
You'd have to win if you bet $100.
Yeah.
You'd win 750,000. So that's 75,000 to 1. Right?
Wow. Yeah.
No, it's 7,500.
7,500 to 1.
Yep. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. It is.
I mean, I
hope they go nowhere.
They're not going to do it.
No, they have to be the worst team in the league for me.
But anyways, I just wanted to show you guys what we have here as far as betting tools. I get sidetracked because I'm excited about it, and it's like people think I brag about things, and I do my best not to. But this is something I'm totally going to brag about because I know this is better than anything that anybody else has out there. Our betting tools, not even close. I mean, I don't think anyone's are even close. Even the pay ones, even the pay ones. I'm not sure why that's not coming up. It must be my internet. Here's the most profitable teams, something that we talk about all the time. And these are bets on the money line, the profitable teams. I think we need an option on here to show against the spread or money line because
absolutely, that would be great.
Yeah, because Louisiana Monroe had the giant upset over Liberty.
Yeah.
So that's why they're why they're there. This is all fun stuff. I don't know why everyone always asks me about that Wager Talk crap. It's like they're not even in the same. I don't even know what they're doing over there, to be honest with you. I have no idea. These are tonight's games, the line movement. You see the Heat was 9.5, or the Thunder were 9.5, went all the way down to 8.5, and now it's bounced back to 9. Bowling Green, it opened 15, it went 16, now 16.5. This is all going to be even enhanced further. It's going to even be further enhanced than this.
Absolutely. So you guys get using them now because
it's going to be
so
really
many
cool.
things.
I promise you guys, this is like 1/20th, if even that, of everything that's going to be there. Like all this stuff is going to open up into the full matchups and data and stats with like how the other sites show you 20 trends total, like on a big one. We have 10,000 trends for every game. We have hundreds of trends for every player.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine, Mitch, because I go in and I start looking at some trends to back up bets that I like, and I can spend a half an hour, 45 minutes just going over what you already have for information.
Some of the other sites have some nice tools, but they probably spend, $10,000, $15,000 a month on those things. These are millions of dollars. Those are like the Ford pickup. This is the Rolls Royce. That's the difference. They all get them from one source, And the partner that I work with to get ours is a true partner of ours. So they're not going to work with those people.
Yeah, you'll get those tools with us.
Because I have it in writing. All right. Anyways, Joe, I got sidetracked.
I love your little comment because I have it in writing.
Got sidetracked.
That's what's happening. No, it's a good sidetrack. Those tools, everyone needs to check them out. We keep saying this, and I don't think people realize just how much information is over there.
Yeah, and it's not even. I do have it in writing, and it's not even. It's not. Are you kidding? I made sure I had it in writing. It specifically has site names and company names that they can't work with. We got the Jags and the 49ers. I guess we'll find out more about the Niners tonight. I actually like the Jags in that one at home against the Niners on the short week, traveling all the way across the country.
Jags we've 6. Got a spread of 6 on that. I'm with you.
I like the points. I don't know who wins it, but I like the points.
Yeah.
Got the Browns and the Lions. Browns -10 coming off of their worst game of the season. And the Lions, well, probably their best game of the season. Lions heading into that Thanksgiving week after this game.
Yeah.
So they'll be playing on Thursday morning.
They're looking ahead to Thanksgiving.
Me too.
They've already heard. That's
Me
a win.
too. I'm looking ahead to Thanksgiving. We're already starting to get all the stuff. I see it in the kitchen, cranberries and everything. Like started the freezer starting to, I started to see the corn in there. It's like I'm already starting to see it happen myself. I know I heard my wife on the phone ordering the pumpkin pie.
Oh, perfect.
Yep. You have to get on the list. If you're not on the list, it's not good. Not good at all. It's only 2 pie companies here in Maui. We got Leota's pie, which is fantastic. And then you have Maui pie, which is also very good. 2 different pie companies. I like Leota. She makes a nice pie.
I like it.
Maui pie is outstanding too.
I think the Lions are going to win Thanksgiving. So give me the Browns here to blow them out of the water and the Lions to be looking ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if the Lions are going to be looking ahead. I think the Browns are going to come out with, guns blazing in this one after that Patriots game. We got the Panthers against the Washington football team. It's the Rich Rodriguez Bowl. Or not Rich Rodriguez. It's the Ron Rivera Bowl. The head coach of Washington, former coach of the Panthers, Chase Young, gone for probably the season. I haven't seen the results there, but I'm going to guess he's gone for the season.
Yeah, that's a huge concern for this Washington defense. I'm riding the Panthers to get a nice win here. They are definitely due to get it. And I think this Washington team, especially on the road without Chase Young, is not going to be able to pull this one off.
Yeah, he's out for the season.
Wow. It's really disappointing. He's one of my favorite defensive players in the league.
Butch Davis out at FIU. Says the school is sabotaging the program. Butch always has something to say. I'm going to guess. I'm going to take a wild guess that I don't know if it's going to happen, but my guess is his name will be in the discussion. His name will be in the discussion for the Miami job.
Okay, I could see it.
I could see it for sure.
Yeah.
I could see it for sure. Love Butch. Anyways, got the Colts and the Bills. The Colts won the game yesterday, but man, they didn't win it by enough for me. And the Bills, this team's been hit and miss, right?
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Absolutely. I think right now I'm leaning towards the Colts plus the points. Just because, the Bills have been so unpredictable. They've been up and down and all over the place. It's one I'm definitely going to be looking into as the week goes on.
This should be a good game. The Titans against the Texans. Titans laying 10.5. Did not look fantastic yesterday. They were good enough, but not good enough. Another team that got me yesterday was the Titans, giving up that late touchdown. There was the penalty. It seems to be the trend that gets me on these back doors.
Yeah.
It's the penalty and then the touchdown.
Yeah. Yeah, it was another one I was screaming at my TV. I don't know with this one. I really do think this Texans team is not good at all, but I don't like the spread. I don't like 10.5 points. I really don't.
I like the Titans in that one. We got the Jets against the Dolphins, first meeting of these two this year. The Jets, 3-point home dogs in this one. I said this morning I'd heard this from another source. I heard it on ESPN before the show, that the Jets have given up more points in their last 4 games than the 2000 Baltimore Ravens gave up the entire season.
Wow.
So that is the problem there, along with the quarterback issues. That is a big thing. The Ravens in 2000 gave up 162 points for the season, which is unbelievable. It's off the chain. It's like it is. That team didn't score a touchdown for a long time that season.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, I think in this case, I'm going to be riding the Dolphins. I think their defense is going to be too much for this Jets team, even at home, to get this cover.
Yeah, I like the Dolphins in this one. Rivalry game. We got the Raiders +1 against the Bengals. I'm kind of checked out on both these teams.
They've both done us dirty how many times?
Oh, I know.
Right? This is a hard one. Again, we're in Vegas. You're giving me 1 point with the home dog. I've got to ride with them. And probably be throwing the remote again.
So going back to that Ravens team that allowed 162 points for the season, to put it in perspective, only the Buffalo Bills have allowed fewer points than that out of every NFL team this year.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a different set of rules, in the last 21 years, but still. That's how good that defense was with Ray Lewis. It was the league MVP that year. They didn't score a touchdown for 7 weeks and won the Super Bowl. That's how good that defense was.
Yeah, Ray Lewis was an absolute beast, too.
Yep. 2-time MVP. 2-time Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, I was cheering on the Ravens definitely that year.
In the Ring of Honor at University of Miami. Got I don't know, the Bengals Raiders. Ugh, God, I'm just disgusted by them both. I think I'll take the Bengals.
Both of them.
I'll take the Bengals in that one.
Yeah, they did you dirty before, but Raiders are just bad. I don't know what Carr is doing out there.
But here's an interesting one. So here's an interesting one. There's only 3 late games this week. But here's an interesting one. We've got the Chiefs and the Cowboys, with the Chiefs laying 2 points against the Cowboys in this one. The Chiefs, they've gone from, it was kind of like maybe we wrote them off too early. Now they're 6-4 and the world's fine.
Not fine in my books.
I kind of like the Cowboys here.
I like the Cowboys a lot. I think this line just seems really odd. I think because it's in KC, I would have expected this line to be KC favored by at least 5. This is one that I feel like they are just begging you to take KC at. I'm not believing it. I think the Cowboys come in. Dak Prescott has a fantastic day and they get the win.
Got the Seahawks against the Cardinals. Seahawks +2.5 at home in this one. Kyler Murray did not play this week. I don't know what his status will be. It seemed like he was a game-time decision, so he's probably going to be better this time around.
Yeah, I could see that. I'm going to give it to the Seahawks, though. I really do think Russell Wilson, they lost yesterday, but his heart and his drive and at home off that injury. I know they lost against the Packers, but I think he's going to really show up in this one. And they're going to have some more answers against this Cardinals team than they did against the Packers. So give me the Seahawks.
Here's Ray Lewis at Miami right here. He's
Oh, that's awesome.
right there. And then The Rock is on the same page, Dwayne Johnson. was on the
That
same
is
team.
crazy.
And Bob Marley's son, Rayhan, was also on this team.
I had no clue they were all on the same team.
Oh, yeah. They were all on Miami. This was our 93 team. This was the last year of the Dennis Erickson era. We lost this game to this Nebraska team, and this was for the national championship. We lost on New Year's Day. They beat us. They came back and beat us. But in hindsight, that team went on to win the national championship the next year, too. So they were pretty good. But we were ahead, and Warren Sapp just kind of ran out of gas in the middle of the defensive line. And Ray was like trying to drag the guys down, but he just didn't have the support up front from Sapp. It was definitely a heartbreaker. And we didn't get the quarterback play that we needed in that game, but they beat us. And we had the thing is, the year before we were unbeatable. We had an incredible run. We know that. We won the year before. We ran the table, so it was like we were ready. But they got us. It happens. I honestly think that they got away with an intentional grounding penalty, but we put ourselves in that position, to let that happen. I think when the quarterback's in the pocket, he throws the ball into the stands, that it's intentional grounding. I'm sorry.
Absolutely, it is.
It wasn't in that day. They did not call it.
Maybe he got confused. It was a jersey in the stands that he thought was his teammate. I don't know.
I think that Sapp. I thought that what happened is that the team wasn't as well conditioned as it had been in the past, and Sapp had run out of gas in that game, and because we had no one could run up the middle on us for 2 years because we had Warren Sapp and then Ray Lewis right up the middle, so no one wanted to go there on us. And it's like when Warren Sapp ran out of gas, then they were able to kind of get up the middle because they would chop block Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
He was great on our team, though. We'll take him.
Yeah.
Chargers against the Steelers. Steelers looked sad yesterday. And the Chargers, 5-4 from being called the best team in the AFC just a few weeks ago, with Justin Herbert being called the MVP a few weeks ago. Now 5-4. Losers to the Vikings at home. The Chargers is lousy at home. I hate that shared stadium thing. If you're the second team in the shared stadium, you're never good. It never works out for the second team because you have the Meadowlands, and it used to be called Giant Stadium, right, where the Jets played, and it was considered the Jet Stadium. But when you say SoFi Stadium, you think Rams. You don't think Chargers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. My Chargers have been screwed on that. No home field advantage. They never have the majority of the fans. It's just a really hard day for them at home. I still think they have to pull out this win. They have to find a way to work out how to beat these Steelers, especially we don't know if Ben's going to play or not. Rudolph he doesn't belong in the league. If Rudolph plays, the Chargers killed him. Ben plays, I think it's going to be a little bit tighter, so it's one I'm going to be looking at.
Apparently, the COVID is super bad with Ben. And he is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the story, and that he is fully vaccinated, the whole thing. And that the COVID's really bad. Meanwhile, Aaron Rodgers, 3 days later, he's out there throwing bombs.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Wow, I did not know that. Well, I hope he has a speedy recovery.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But did Ray Lewis do it? Ray Lewis didn't do anything. I mean, they would not have him as a TV commentator and stuff if he was a murderer. What Ray Lewis did is he was with a bunch of guys, and one of the guys did something, and he knew about it, and he wouldn't talk. And because he wouldn't talk, that's when they threw him in jail. And, as soon as the guy turned himself in and all that other stuff, they let him go immediately. It's just, we've all been with people in situations like that. Well, I have at least. Everyone has.
Speak for yourself, Mitch. My mom's watching.
Everyone but Joe Madden and her mom. Meanwhile, there's a
My mom
picture.
and I are
Meanwhile, there's a
same.
picture of Joe jumping the fence at the football game on Friday night.
That is true, and my mom took the picture.
Yeah, so she's an accomplice to the crime.
We just don't talk about it.
We didn't do anything. We didn't do anything. It's like one of those people. It's like
Yeah.
It's like my cousin sends her kid to my house in Chicago to go to Lollapalooza, and he's like, "Oh, is it okay if my son stays at your house to go to Lollapalooza?" Shows up with 10 of his friends, right, in my place in Chicago. 10 friends.
Yeah.
You know, I only got a 1-bedroom. You know, it's like they camp out in the living room, whatever. I just have one stipulation. I give them a key. Knock yourselves out. Tell the doorman these guys are all staying with me. One stipulation. Don't get arrested, right? Of course, like the one kid gets arrested. What was he doing? He wasn't doing anything. He was like, what was he doing? He's passing another guy a knapsack. Yeah, there's a pound of marijuana in the knapsack. You know, it's like that. Maybe that's why he got arrested. I don't know if you call it doing nothing. I clearly said, don't get arrested.
Yeah. Only rule.
Yeah, it's the only rule.
Right?
It's like, don't get arrested.
Maybe he didn't like to be told what to do either.
I guess not.
Some of us are like that.
I'll tell you what I don't like is Tampa Bay versus the Giants on Monday Night Football again. This is another stinker. Why? Yeah. You know, Tom Brady coming off of a really horrific performance yesterday. I mean, it was super un-Brady. Like, I don't know what his final numbers were, but he threw the interceptions in the first half, and it looked like, you know, they weren't really his fault. One of them wasn't. Yeah. But then, you know, after that, really no excuses in the second half for just 29-19.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable performance. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. But there's no way I'm going against Brady primetime game. I'd be interested to see what the stats are there. He just excels on the prime.
The running game just really evaporated for Tampa Bay this season. Leonard Fournette, 11 carries, 47 yards. Giovanni Bernard, 1 carry for 4 yards. But that doesn't really count the drops of the balls that hit him right in the chest that he dropped.
No.
It'll be interesting to see, you know, what happens this week.
Yeah, most definitely will. So we all know there's gonna be a couple upsets. Minus 11.5 for the Bucks. I didn't realize it was that much. Interesting. I don't know, you guys. This is one I'm gonna look further into, because I know you're not a big Daniel Jones fan, but he still has the ability.
He has no ability. That's
he does.
His problem.
Okay, but here's the thing. So I ran a poll the other day on who the toughest quarterback is, and he's definitely one that gets mentioned. He's one of those quarterbacks that does put himself in the position. Compared to Carr, look at Carr who slides. Daniel Jones will go full force.
He does go full force. He does go full force.
Yeah,
he does.
Well, so
I'll give him that.
Yeah, when you give me a quarterback that is willing to try to get that extra yard and take the hit, it makes these big spreads something that I don't like.
All right. Well, that wraps up today's show. Like I said, I think we're going to moving this like to be an odd show, maybe like on Tuesdays or something or whatever. And I'd rather do a show with the betting tools, like have a featured game with the betting tools. I'm going to talk to the guys in Australia that we get that are working with. They're not the guys or whatever. They're a partner of mine. True partner. So I'm going to talk to them on Wednesday. We have our team meeting, and I'll find out when the next set of betting tools are released. And once those are released, we'll be able to do like game spotlights and matchups really easily and effectively.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, why don't we do something like one of the Monday night games, either Monday Night Football or something on for that night?
We'll do one every day. We'll just get rid of all these other shows. We could do these as a video.
I like it.
Yeah, we'll just do it as a video. These other shows, and just do kind of the spotlight game every day.
I like it. I'm in.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us. We could, we don't have to stick to this schedule. We were just looking for things to have on here. It's like we don't need to do these, I don't hear everyone saying, "No, we want to keep this." I think everyone just wants a show of some kind.
Everyone just wants a show. They just want to hear you talk, Mitch.
Just a show.
I'm not sure exactly what you said because it froze on my side. I'm sure you still saw me moving. My dog's in here sneezing.
It said we're moving you to Mitch Memo.
Oh, you're moving me to Mitch Memo? Oh, okay. It's all the freezing that's happening and all the noise in the background here. I don't blame you.
A lot of people, I'm reading the YouTube comments, commenting on my T-shirt collection that I wear in my videos.
Definitely have a great T-shirt collection.
Yep, I wore the Bob Marley playing soccer shirt. I've worn that one before, but I guess I just haven't worn it in a while.
I like it. Well, I want to thank everyone who watched the NFL Week 11 first look at these lines. Is that what we're calling it? Opening lines and opinions?
Yes.
I appreciate you guys.
We appreciate each and every one of you. Of course, we'll be doing the VIP show, and then we'll see you tonight, halftime of Monday Night Football. Maybe one of these quarterbacks will make me shut up about how bad they are.
Someone better make us shut up about it.
All right. Well, thanks, everyone, for joining us. Have a winning